Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening to Sir Rizal and to all my friends. Today, our group will present about electroplating process. Before we start our presentation, I will introduce my group's members. The first is Muhammad Zakiuddin bin Azizan, second Muhammad Samsul bin Awang, and the lastly is me, Nurul Fazira binti Makzuki. This is our content for our presentation. In this content, it consists of introduction, application, process parameter and effect, defect, advantages and disadvantages, and the lastly is conclusion. So let's proceed for the introduction. For introduction, the electroplating is a type of metal finishing where a metal coating is applied to the surface of a part or component using an electric current. This process is also called electrodeposition, as metal ions are deposited onto substrate in a thin layer or coating. For the application, electroplating is widely used across a variety of industries. The listed below are some of industries that use the electroplating process. The first is automotive industry. Plating is commonly used in automotive industry to prevent in harsh environmental conditions. Second is medical industry. The medical equipment industry often use metal electroplating to improve the biocompatibility of components, especially implants. The lastly is aerospace industry. The aerospace industry frequently use titanium for aircraft manufacturing due to high strength to weight ratio. So for the next slide, it will proceed with Zakiuddin. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to sir and my teammates. My name is Muhammad Zakiuddin. I will continue these presentations on topic process, parameter and effect. Okay, so what is a process parameter? Process parameter is like a factor that can affect the electroplating process. Okay, we go to the first one is current density. Okay, for your information, electroplating process will undergo electrolysis. So the current stays an important role in this process. Okay, at the higher current density, the flux of copper ions towards scatter is high. So more number of copper atoms per unit time is released at the cathode, promoting increased nucleations of copper unit. So the rates of process in gaining a result will increase. Okay, for the second one is pH of the bath. Okay, actually the standard pH of the bath is 7 for alkaline solutions. Okay, if the pH of the solution is very high, metal hydroxide, such as for example I use zinc hydroxide, form and begin precipitating out of the solutions, so that it will reducing the efficiency of the electroplating process. Okay, for the acidic solutions, if the pH of the solution is too low, particle of H plus or protons also will be deposited onto metal, usually not a goal of the electroplater. So these two conditions will affect the electroplating process and the result as well. So okay, we continue with the second topic for me is defect of electroplating process. So for the first defect is sharp edges. Okay, so when the current passes through an object which is sharp edges, the current density increase at that point. So the sharp edges can increase the current density. Current can accumulate in the one area of the part and attract excessive amount of coating. When too much plating build up on the sharp edges, the result can be a brittle layer that easily breaks. So it means that sharp edges can easily break the product of the electroplating process. Okay, second one is cold shards. Cold shards are one of the most common defects found in the material for electroplating process. They are the result of the metal that has hardened at different stage and are visible on the surface of the metal as flow as mark of line. Okay, here I put the example, the view of coal shaft. So this is the coal shafts. Okay, and then go to the third one, which is the last one, is pitting. Pitting are one of the defect of electroplating process. So pitting is a essential small hole on the surface of the object. Okay, this is the view of the pitting that I put it on these slides. Okay, that's all I think for my part, and then I will pass these presentations for the next part to my friends. Thank you.
Next is the advantage and disadvantages of electroplating process. The advantage is first, as a corrosion resistant. A corrosion prone substance such as iron can be coated with a layer of non-corrosive material. The function is to protect the original material. Second is to added property of material. If you need your component to be magnetic or more conductive to electricity, the right plating material can add these properties. This technique is often used in manufacturing computer and electronics. That is greater thickness. If you need an especially thick coating material for your product, electroplating with the right metal can help. The thicker the coating, the more durable and resistant to wear and tear it is, so it will last longer. Fourth, protective barrier. By coating your component in a less reactive metal, electroplating makes it more resistant to tarnishing and corrosion. It can also increase heat resistance and makes the piece stronger against impact and shock if the underlying metal is brittle. Lastly, less friction. With a plating of nickel, you can make your components slide more easily across adjacent surface without hitting or scraping. This means less wear and tear, so they will not need to be replaced as often. The advantage is first is the pollution potential. The disposal of waste products produced during the process of electroplating is a major problem. The waste conducting solution pollutes the environment. Second is non-uniform plating. Electroplating may or may not be uniform, and this may result in a substandard appearance of the plate material. Lastly, high cost. The process is costly and time consuming. This is because the electroplating can take a longer time to completely finish. And the conclusion is as we are becoming more modern industrial day by day, we are constantly using metal and metal made objects in our daily life. To increase the durability of this metal object, we often use the electroplating process to apply a coat of another metal alloy on the metal object. This electroplating method is very popular in various industrial sectors. That's all from our group. Thank you.